You know what I read on the interwebs the other day?
Everything you looked at?
And then some. But the cream that rose to the crop was the Katy Perry is old John Bonet Ramsey.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
There's nothing in there for me to drink.
Until you pour some of your dew in there.
Yeah.
See? I know how it works.
Right. Trying to switch up some caffeine.
Well, you know, and that's like that. Some fool on Facebook, and I'm surprised I didn't get any fucking backlash from this moron. And this guy posts this fucking thing. Sizzle, sizzle, pop, pop, sizzle, pop, pop. Are they grilling a steak? No, that's just the sweet syrupy nectar known as Mountain Dew.
Icy, sweet, sugary goodness that locks up my knock-knock.
Mm-hmm. But this fucking moron, he's one of those uber fucking right-wing dudes, right? Like I said, I'll fucking knock them too. I have no problem, you know, being Johnny Fairplay when it comes to knocking either side of the fence. You know, a moron is a moron. It don't matter what your belief system is.
Right.
And this guy fucking posts some shit on Facebook about this high school in Michigan and their dress code. And circling on there, you know, all these things that you can't have, like spaghetti straps, this and that, baseball caps, blah, 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 and then U.S. flag. And the guy's, you know, comment on there as he's, you know, posting it, he's up on top. How can they do this? This is so wrong. This needs to go viral. And a buddy of mine had posted on there. Well, actually, a buddy of ours. We both know him. You know, good friend of ours. It had, you know, posted. It had a couple of his because he likes to post on some of the right-wing crackpot stuff every so often.
Okay.
And so me being the kind of guy I am, even though it's horseshit, I have to go through and play little fucking Johnny Fact Checker.
Okay.
And yes, this Michigan school did fucking do this. But they did it over a fucking year ago. And it wasn't even like 2 weeks later, they're sitting there backpedaling and correcting them. So that's not what we meant. That's not what we meant. We meant anything that's going to be, you know, offensive in a way, like wearing a flag, like wearing an actual flag. We are 100% in support of our country and our, you know, we do all this work with the VFW and this and that, and, you know, the whole 9 yards. No, you can wear a shirt with the U.S. flag on it. You just can't wear a U.S. flag. And then they actually posted, like, what it fucking says in the school conduct. They just... Whoever fucking did it was just an idiot. And did put U.S. flag as opposed to, you know, any flag in a demeaning manner. And no one would have said shit. But they put U.S. flag, oh my God, blah, blah. And so this fucking crackpot, a year later, catches a fucking glimpse on this. Oh my God, we need to go viral. Oh my God, we need to go viral. Oh, this is just outrageous. How can they fucking... And so I had to make a comment.
Right.
And
okay.
my comment was very simple. I pride myself on being able to pass along my emotional feeling when I type.
Okay.
Do this because, you know, a lot of times, like, if you send somebody a text and you could say, intend, and mean one thing.
Oh yeah.
But if they read it, they can interpret it as something completely else.
Indeed.
You know, so you just gotta be careful. But, you know, I made, you know, very, very sure. I'm like, yeah, ... space. This happened over a year ago. ... Pasted the link to the Snopes, you know, the good reliable folks at Snopes. I don't know if you ever look at their websites, but
never heard of it.
Really? Oh, they are so good when it comes to... Oh, okay. Sometimes it doesn't take texting. Sometimes you can just say something.
Right.
And and it can be interpreted the wrong way. Asshole.
You're welcome.
But so anyways, so I post the fucking Snopes link on there, you know, and then the whole fucking thing, and I says, this happened over a year ago. They have since backtracked and retracted all of the shit on it, made the full fucking explanation. ... Fact check before you post. And I ended up getting like 5 or 6 likes and no fucking rebuttal from this moron. You know, because I mean, there were many others that was. I mean, you of course you got fucking the crazies on both sides. They're like, oh yeah, we need this. Oh, well, why can't they wear a U.S. flag? But they can wear any other flag, you know, and all this type of shit. Then you got the ones on the left that start piping in about, oh, all you bunch of Trump supporters, you just want this as your fucking ammunition, and it just goes back and forth. And I'm just the one that's like, dude.
Right.
I'm just so tired of you people. Really, I am. Both sides. Not just one. Not just, you know, not ones that we usually make fun of because they're either low-hanging fruit. But even the other ones, like, my God, it's no fucking wonder.
It was actually just a couple days ago. I don't do the Facebook anymore.
Yes.
But
that's why I have to show you the funny that I find every once in a while.
A friend came up to me and was showing me this thing about someone was posting this. I think it started off as a troll, someone trolling,
right?
But it ended up being
no. What do you mean by that?
But ended up being taken seriously by some people,
right.
So their troll worked. But it was this thing about some senator wants to teach kids Arabic numerals type of thing, and this we can't have the Shakira law in America and all this crap and, you know, all this anti-Muslim shit.
Oh, God, okay.
And he's like, tell me why this is bullshit, please, because I sense this is bullshit, but I don't know why. I'm like, the numbers, they are Arabic numerals. That's what they're called. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 are Arabic numerals.
That's what they are known as, yes.
And so then they were able
They're freedom numbers!
Then they were able to understand. And it's like, and for like further information, like pretty much the entire world uses Arabic numerals for stuff. You know, like when you get a package from China.
Yeah, you've got all the
you can read the numbers.
Ganji thing, but their numbers are very clearly.
yes, those are numbers. But yeah, so... Reason number 9,432 million. I don't use Facebook anymore. But I gotta like give the person commendations for actually being like, tell me why this is bullshit before they like started spreading this stuff.
And then people wonder why I long for simpler times like the 80s when it was just like, yes, Russians are bad, they're the Ruskies and the commies, now let's just go enjoy our simpler...
God damn it. And your memes came off a photocopier that your parents drug home from work.
And filled in a fucking manila envelope that they hand you 20 years later that you say, you know, we can get all this shit on the fucking computer. I don't need to have this thing.
Right.
Well, I just thought maybe you'd want it. No. No, but thank you. I'm sure the trees thank you, too.
Hi. Welcome to our show.
Well, hi, everybody. Coming to you somewhat live and semi-weekly from the Quad M World headquarters located in Helena, scenic North Valley. It's the Quad M Show. Here are your hosts, TJ and Jason.
And as we kick things off, what we always like to do here is give love to those that are giving the love to us. So, say hi to all you folks out there stopping on by out in Miami, Florida, Boardman, Oregon, Clifton, New Jersey. You know, a couple of our regulars always stopping in and checking in and saying hi. So
right
hi,
on.
guys. Oakland, California, Columbus, Nebraska, Dallas, Texas, Menlo Park, California, Union City, California. Hey, Derek. Mountain View, California, Cincinnati, Ohio, Helena, Montana, Waukegan, Illinois, Butte, Montana, Los Angeles, California, and San Jose, California, as well, of course, as all of our foreign bots that are out there. Of course, we always like to give the old knee howdy.
Knee howdy.
To the bots that are stopping on by. Oh. All right. So, now that we got the standard the standard Quad M, the first of many Quad M tropes out of the way. Let's get on to the next one. Good sir, how was your week?
Went to the Seether concert on Saturday.
Yes, you did.
Up in the old Great Falls at the Pacific Steel and Recycling.
What? No.
What is the building called?
It's not
warehouse.
It's
at the fairgrounds, you know.
I was gonna say it was the Four Seasons. Didn't they have it at the Four Seasons?
It was at the fairgrounds. Whatever their big multi-purpose building there is. You know what I'm talking about. There's been the cable guy was there.
Yeah. It's just the Four Seasons. Yeah.
It's the Pacific Steel and Recycling. Whatever.
Oh, they actually fucking did change it to that name. They're the ones that actually. Oh my god! I thought you were just ribbing saying, yeah, they were over. They were over at the recycling plant.
No. I wasn't like pretending to be redneck. That was 100% from the truth right there.
Shooting from the hip.
Hey, what's going on this side?
Yeah, Seether played at the Pacific Steel and Recycling Center. But
get yourself a concert and 3 cents per ton, 3 cents per pound on any copper you bring in.
But overall, there was no like opener or middle bands. It was just Seether.
Just Seether.
And they were scheduled to. It was supposed to start at 9, and they were on stage at like 9:06.
Which, for most rock and rollers, that's pretty responsible.
Yeah, that's really surprising. I mean, it's like, damn, they're for rock and rollers, these guys are fucking on time.
Well, and probably a lot of that probably stemmed from the fact that there was no opener, opening act or anything like that, because usually it's a case of they run late or run long, so then it kind of just chains on down the line type shit,
And they came out. They did like their hit songs, the Gasoline and whatnot.
Remedy is the only one I can really name off the top of my head.
Remedy, Fine Again, stuff like that. And they did not play Careless Whisper. We were all expecting Careless Whisper, but they did not play Careless Whisper.
Would we have seen a shot of Jason with either a lighter or dancing cheek to cheek?
No.
Neither.
And they played and sounded really good. It's actually the third time I've seen Seether in concert, and the first 2 times they were the same. They played and sounded good live.
Right.
A lot of the times you go see a band and you see them live and you're like, I shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
And
that's me more often than not.
Right. And they sound good live. They don't fuck around. They sound pretty good. Disappointing thing is, it was like the whole show was like less than an hour and a half. Not even an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, you'd made mention of that. Yeah.
For being the only band, I felt they should have maybe gone on for a little longer. I mean, even another half hour would have been great. Covered a few more songs, whatever.
Sure, right.
But it got over, and it was just like you were wanting more, but it was done.
And it was no encore, no nothing. It was just okay, last song, good night, boom, and then out the fucking door we go.
Yep. Pretty much.
See, and that to me, it's that, because I know the one show that I went to, they had the encore, or they came out, they hit the and they were done, and the lead singer, guitar guy, just hits the E chord or E note on E string on his fucking guitar, so you get the drowning E note for 10 minutes, and then they come back and do the encore, and that was when they did Heart Shaped Box and Remedy.
Right.
And I think there was a third song in there too. But that actually does kind of surprise me they didn't do an encore. Hour and 20, I think if that's the set that they're used to when they have opening acts, or if they are an opening act, if that's kind of their set that they're used to, I can see it. But if you're the only one, yes, you should do an encore, add Careless Whisper in the mix.
We were all expecting it. I mean, we really were, because for some reason they just can't stop playing that song on the radio.
Of course they can't.
And but overall, it was a really fun time.
Okay.
We didn't I mean, the concert was, it was over at like 10:20, 10:30.
Jesus.
So the night was still young. And
so now this leads to another important question. So what kind of shenanigans were you up to after? Was there any good stories?
we found this shitty karaoke bar, and
okay.
my friends got really drunk, and we all made fun of the karaoke people.
And yet not one of you got on stage.
We were that table. They were booked, man.
They were booked?
They were booked. Because apparently the guy he only came in from like X time to X time, and that was it. And so everything was booked. You couldn't
You couldn't step in and get a song in or nothing?
No.
What kind of horse shit is it? Like here, it's like from X time to X time. If you're doing karaoke and if you got a fucking crowd in there and they're playing, that's when you say, you know what? If you as the karaoke, if you as the KJ, that's what they call themselves, KJs.
Sure.
If if it's like smoking and happening, if it is your decision to leave, then you're a fucking moron to leave because, you're getting either paid A, by the hour, or B, cut of the tips, cut of the door, whatever it might be. If it's the choice of the manager, then you need to fucking talk to manager on site, bartenders on site. You need to talk to somebody to be able to stick around a little longer. Like, what, was he only there for like 2 hours and then that was his karaoke time, or what?
We weren't paying attention to the time.
Oh, I don't know. You just said X time to X time, so obviously he left before the place closed.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it was. Well, shit. We left when they were doing last call.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And,
So.
He had quit like 2 hours before that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not a way to fucking run a railroad. Good Lord, that's how you incite riots.
This place didn't look quite like the riot inciting place. It was. And I don't think a whole lot of people were disappointed that people stopped singing.
Was it okay? So was it more like, oh God? Because when I would go there in Great Falls back in the days when me and my dad would go out, I know that we would go to, I think it was a VFW or the Eagle. I think it may have been the Eagles. I'm not sure. But they would have like karaoke there, and you'd have like two people that would be singing, and the rest of them were just kind of like, your Okie from Finoki country. I was like, what the hell are you goddamn singing? You can't dance to that shit. Yeehaw! That type of deal. Was it that type of bar, or was it like just... like point of reference, was it like old country bar? Was it rock and roll hole in the wall style bar, like here local, like a Jester's bar as a local point of reference?
It was so generic. It was called The Other Place.
Other Place.
Yeah, and apparently it was such a well-known place. We were like just driving around, right?
Right.
After the concert, we're like, oh, here's a bar. And, and that's how we found it. So, and so we went in there, and that's what was happening. And but yeah, it was just generic. So generic that there was a couple people from Great Falls that lived in Great Falls that it was my buddy's brother.
Okay.
All right. And he lives in Great Falls.
Okay.
And he had never even heard of this place. So,
well,
yeah.
I hadn't until you told me about it.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay. So you stopped at a bar. Was it this bar? Was it this bar? Was it this bar? No, it was this place called The Other Place. I'm like, I've never fucking heard of that. Is that off the... I don't know. I was just along for the ride.
Yeah, pretty much. Because that's exactly it. We fucking got out of the concert and we're just fucking driving down the road trying to reorient ourselves because we're not from Great Falls. So, and we were trying to figure out how to get from the fairgrounds to the place we were staying, which was clear on the other side of Great Falls.
What, Black Eagle?
What?
Black Eagle?
What?
Well, that'd be like from the fairgrounds, like if you're talking the other side of Great Falls, that'd be like heading out towards the Black Eagle area. Okay, never mind.
Okay, it was on the other side of Great Falls. So we were trying to figure out how to get like clear on the other side of Great Falls without like getting too fucking lost.
Well, okay, so much like you say to me, you have a phone, you have Google Maps.
Yeah, and that's what we were doing.
Oh, okay,
and
okay, all right.
We were
all right.
following the Google because the Google's like, go here and whatnot. And that's when we're like, that's when we drove by that place and we're like, hey, there's a bar. That's where we were.
Oh my God! So, but so
It's
all
called
in
flying
all,
by the seat of your pants, man.
Exactly. Well, when you're doing that,
you don't have to have an itinerary every time.
Exactly.
Except the rock and roll concert starts at 9.
Exactly. You're out there. You're there to have fun, and that's all there. That's all that is to it.
Yep.
Don't. Exactly. You got. Here's the itinerary. Show starts this time, and then afterwards,
some stuff will happen.
some shenanigans will ensue, and there we have it. So because again we're on the cusp of elderly, I have to ask, how long were your ears ringing afterwards, or were you smart and brought earplugs?
We weren't so close that it was super loud. We could actually still talk to each other without yelling. So
wow, they must have the PA system down then.
It was still pretty loud, but we could still lean in, and we had to like raise voice, but didn't have to yell.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
We could still talk to one another and whatnot. So,
yeah. Well, because I learned my lesson.
Like, there's kind of gives you a perspective of where we were.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, far enough away, but I think because even the last time I went, when I went to see Seether there, because you're kind of like stage, you're like stage right. Kind of like if the front of the stage was 6 o'clock and the back of the stage was 12 o'clock, you'd be sitting at about 4.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah,
up on some bleachers. We weren't on the floor, we were up on the...
Right. And see, the last time that I had seen Seether, we kind of mulled around the floor a bit, and then we ended up just kind of hanging out back on those back bleachers.
Okay.
On the far end. And even then, like I said, by the time we were done with the show, my ears were ringing for 2 days.
Yeah.
And it was almost that bad when I went to go see Ween a couple years ago, when they did that Halloween over in Missoula. Yeah. And, not a bad seat in the fucking house, but it was just so ramped up that my ears were ringing until the next morning. So I've just learned, like, if I'm going to be doing any more concerts, I got to wear earplugs. Because, I don't... My hearing isn't the best. It's I would rate it as like an A- B+.
Right.
So I'd like to keep it that as long as I possibly can. So yeah, I tend to turn the stuff down now. I don't have the shit blasting in my ears like I used to. Like I said, concerts.
I'm getting old too.
Concerts. It's going to be the earplugs.
I brought earplugs, but I didn't need them.
Okay. All right. So the ringing wasn't that bad then. Afterwards, you were okay.
No, it was loud, but it wasn't fucking brain rattling, ear piercing loud.
Good. Well,
it was enjoyable loud. Right. What it was.
It was we's having a party loud.
Yeah. It was. The one thing I do like about live concerts is you can the way you feel the music, like especially when like the lows and stuff, they got it rumbling through the bass speakers and whatnot. Yeah, I like
brown note level.
Yeah, that type of stuff.
Bowel. This is what I call bowel shattering. Yeah,
bowel shattering.
Well, and nothing came across the news wire. Nobody got shot or anything like that. So all in all, it was an enjoyable show.
I've been to I'm not going to say a shit ton of concerts in Montana, but I've been to a fair share, and it always seems like the crowds here they're more amped to be hearing and seeing the band than they are for like starting a big mosh pit and getting in fights and shit like that.
Well, I kind of had that
from
one.
my experience. I mean, once in a while, yeah, but
well, because it was a couple years ago, we went to Papa Roach and Avenged Sevenfold, And there was definitely the douchebags in the crowd that were fucking throwing shit on the stage and that type of thing. They almost fucking ended the show right there, but they were fucking pros. They went through it and all that. But I don't know that we've seen them here ever since.
Right.
So there is that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think by and large we're probably, and maybe billing's not so much, but I know, well, like you say, for the most part, I think we're just more appreciative.
Yeah.
And we're actually there for, for
this band is coming to Montana. Whoa, hey, whoa, everybody fucking put your hatchets away. Let's go fucking rock and roll.
Well, and, it's funny too that, here again, Montana being Montana, I saw like a bunch of people on Facebook, we're at this show, and I'm like, yeah, and if you were in any other major market, if you were anywhere else, you would look so fucking out of place.
Right.
Middle aged, a little slothy. And this is youngers.
If you look close at that picture, I mean, the one thing I do like about, I don't know, it's probably everywhere, but here in Montana, you see, like, you look out in the crowd, there's a cowboy hat, and there's always, like, a few cowboy hats. Here's your fucking biker.
Yeah, it's a mixed crowd.
Here's your dude with his fucking sagging pants and his backwards basketball team hat, rocking out to Seether.
And there's middle-aged single-parent mom
and
with her teenage boy.
The people in front of us, it was what we learned. Someone told us it was grandmother, mother, daughter.
Oh, good Lord.
Right? And dude, Granny was rocking the fuck out. She was like mid-70s or so, okay? Fucking great. I mean, you picture Granny and the granny glasses, even the white
the knitted shawl.
It wasn't a shawl, but it was a sweater.
Okay.
Fucking granny pants and some nice sensible shoes.
I got my Buster Browns on. Let's go see that
This old
Seether.
lady was rocking out, and she knew all the fucking words.
Oh my god, that is the coolest grandma ever.
She was almost as awesome as Seether. Really, like, she rocked out just as much as Seether, and it was epic. So whoever that old lady is, she rocked.
Bless your heart.
Yes.
Oh, that is fucking outstanding. Oh, well, we'll go ahead then, because we got plenty of time on that, and I think maybe I'll save my little rant either for next week or next segment. I don't know. We'll play that one by ear.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead. We will take ourselves a little bit of a break. We will come back with some FGS and some hot takes. It's a Quad M show, gang. Stick around.
Have you checked out QuadMProductions.com lately? QuadMProductions.com is your direct access hookup to order the Enigma comic book series and download the Quad M Show podcast. Check the appearances page for upcoming events and contact us with any questions or comments. Don't be the only lonely soul who's missing out on all the fun. Visit us today at QuadMProductions.com. That's QuadMProductions.com. You're listening to the Quad M Show. Segment 2.
Welcome back to the second segment of this here Quad M show. Again, we are your hosts. I am TJ.
And Jason.
Welcome back to the film.
And this segment, as always, is brought to you in part by Mirror Salon and Spa. Now, I know you folks are out there and you're seeing those pics online and you're saying to yourselves, damn, how does TJ get that awesome hair? Well, a small part of it, as you know, is genetics. The big credit, however, goes to Shauna and all the fine folks over at Mirror. Now, if you're in the Helena area, make your reservations today for all of your hair, nail, or spa needs. Walk-ins are always welcome. If you get on in there, you get yourself done up right, you tell them Quad M sent you, you get $5 off any service they provide. So what are you waiting for? Get on over, get that going. Give them a call, Mirror Salon and Spa, 406-603-0644, or stop on in at 2043 North Last Chance Gulch in Helena. That is Mirror Salon and a Spa. Spa. And that's 5, like Arabic numbers.
Yes.
You know what else is crazy about Arabic numbers?
Fred G. Sanford.
Fred G. Sanford Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
Excellent.
Morons.
You're a moron.
Idiots.
Idiot.
Dullards.
You're always this stupid. Did you take lessons?
The FGS Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
Oh, so this one comes to us, and I don't know what city or state in the deal here, but I did the background check on it because, like I said, fact check, you bastards. Learn how to do it.
Okay.
Because if you don't, you'll get bit on the ass by fucking stories. But anyways, so a Honduran man living in the United States reportedly pretended to be dead so that his wife back home would stop asking him for money.
Well, no shit.
Danny Gonzalez, age 25, took photos of himself with cotton wool stuffed into his nostrils and a white sheet over his body as if he was lying in a morgue. He then sent them to his wife of 2 years living in Saba in southern Honduras, along with a picture of a flower-covered coffin in a funeral parlor and a message telling her he died from cancer.
Okay.
However, the ruse backfired after local media in his hometown started to report his sudden death, and the news reached his shocked friends and elderly parents. But it didn't take relatives long to realize Gonzalez appeared to be grinning in the photos. Others noticed that he appeared to be lying on a double bed, and the white sheet over his body looked suspiciously like a pillowcase cover. When local media finally found him alive, he admitted the hoax was a ploy to make his wife, who stayed in Honduras, believe he had passed away. He told the TV Sewer channel, "My wife would call me every week just to ask me to send more money. Every Saturday, she'd call me telling me I had sent her so much and I needed to send her so much more. The rest of the week, not even a message. She would never send photos or ask me anything else. She kept asking me to send her mobile phones. I had already sent 6, and she always rang me to tell me it had been stolen. But a neighbor told the channel that the news of his death had been a terrible blow to his elderly parents, who also live in Saba." Page 2.
Now, page 2.
Other family members reportedly slammed him as an ungrateful son. Social network users criticized Gonzalez, who had been living in the U.S. for several years. One, Zulai Diraz, wrote, "Better to have been honest with your parents and tell them that you no longer wanted to help them than not to lie in that way. You can really die after playing that way. God have mercy on your soul."
Hey, this guy's a great big phony.
Yeah, that's our boy. Yeah, that's our boy.
Oh, man.
See, I saw those pictures, and the first thing I said to myself is, that's a 27-year-old Honduran, huh?
Right.
You know, that harkens back to the whole thing about when they bring up ball players from the Dominican Republic, saying they were in their 20s, but they were actually 40.
Looks like one of those guys they would put up against Mike Tyson to let him one punch.
You've been fighting tomato cans, Rock. Bring on Jorge.
Oh, shit.
What I don't understand, and maybe, maybe they have a little more info on this. Why would cotton in the nostrils be significant for death?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like to keep, because I know when you die, like your bowels will release. So that's why I always say, that's why your parents would always sit there and say, make sure to keep some clean underwear in your jockey box. So that way, if you die, they can change you out at least or something.
Right.
So maybe does that happen with your mucus up top too? Maybe.
I don't know.
Like if you die, all of a sudden your shit just goes, and all of a sudden here you are with your fucking drawers loaded with shit and piss, and you got fucking snot all over your face, and And all you did was die of cancer. He looks so happy and peaceful, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did. Thinking in the bed, this is gonna work. This is gonna work.
Thinking, I do not have to send the bitch no more money. Hookers and blow for Jorge Gonzalez. Imagine all the prostitutes beating down my door. Now I don't have to send the bitch a phone.
Fucking A.
So to you, Danny.
Nice try, but you failed.
Congratulations, Danny Gonzalez, age 27 but looks of 45. You, sir, are this week's winner of the Fred G. Sanford Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
You dummy!
Bless your pea-picking heart.
Dumbass.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's fumblefuck our way through some hot takes, shall we?
Okay.
News and notes from all four corners of the pop culture world.
And the sign gotta stay hot! You gotta stay hot! You gotta stay hot!
It's time for some hot takes.
All right. Yeah, once again, I have to sit there and complain. Wasn't a lot of shit that I found. Maybe I should just step up the game and instead of just sitting there and using the YouTube for evil, maybe actually use the interweb for some good and, try to find actual real shit to talk about.
Why would you want to do something stupid like that?
Because we got a show.
Right.
We got to find content. and yet here I am. More toy reviews. More video game reviews. Oh, this is funny.
Right.
Do it again. Fuck, maybe I should put myself as an FGS winner one of these days.
Yeah, I don't know.
For excellence in not being able to fucking find content and doing your damn job that you don't get paid for. Yet. We'll set up that Patreon someday. Well, it's set up. I just haven't done anything with it. We'll manage something. I'll get a hold of old Mark. That gives me another idea. We'll talk during the next break. I got some other ideas floating around in my head too.
Okay.
A lot of ideas, but nary an execution among them.
See, at least you're thinking.
Well, yeah. Thinking all the way to the poorhouse. All right, so the big whoop-de-doo that everyone seems to be wanting to talk about and kind of going over this week is, I guess, Disney, the mouse, decided that they were going to have their, I don't know if it was a shareholders meeting or a, State of the Union address or whatever the hell it was, but apparently they were kind of going over all of their big properties and the money makings and all that type of stuff. Okay. But a lot of stuff that the news folks were really glommed onto was the Fox deal and how that's going to affect a lot of things and like the streaming and the MCU and how all that's going to end up working. But so while they are still sitting there waiting for the Fox deal to actually 100% go through,
okay,
because they spent billions on it, but there's like this whole antitrust thing that's still kind of going on, because they don't want to monopolize, have the monopoly, even though we already know Disney's pretty much just got it. It's all fucking red tape bullshit at this point. But one of the things that they were making very clear was that any movies that were in pre-production, production, or post-production, anything that Fox was doing, they will continue to honor and put forth through the Fox line. They will let those projects still continue.
Okay.
And so, on that end, I say, okay, cool, good for you, good on you. At least that way, you can let them out, let them finish their shit as opposed to we're just cutting it all, you fucking bastards. I don't care what money you've spent and how much you're going to lose doing it. So, like, we'll still get that X-Men Dark Phoenix movie. We'll still get those New Mutants movie out and all that type of stuff. But one of the things that I found was fascinating was they actually were... They did, obviously they didn't go into the major points, but they did say that they did have plans as far as incorporating or getting the X-Men and the Fantastic Four into the MCU proper. Like, the plans are underway to get that shit going.
Okay.
So I say to you, good sir, knowing how you feel about Spider-Man.
Right. Do I need to reiterate? Fuck Spider-Man. Okay.
If they are looking to like clean the slate, like we're starting fresh from this point.
Again.
Well, now again, not so much again, because now it's Disney and it's MCU. So you know it's going to be. It's probably going to be pretty fucking good. Are you remotely interested in how the X-Men and by God, I hope the Fantastic Four improves and becomes more of that integrated Marvel world?
Well, so far the Fantastic Four is pretty fucking disappointing. So.
Yeah, but done. See, yeah. No, I know. I'm right there with you.
I mean, the first one, but
the first two with Jessica Alba. Well, actually, the first one would have been that fucking Roger Corman abortion from '94. but the ones with Alba, they were okay.
They were okay.
They weren't great, but they were okay.
Yeah.
The fucking that Josh Trask fucking nightmare from 2-3 years ago. That was another unholy abortion. I can't sit there and justify that movie. That was bad.
Well, man.
But if you have it in with the people that know, love, and appreciate the property, and will see to it that it is done right. This is why I've been a huge ecstatic about, Disney, get the goddamn rights back. Well, fuck, now they've got the rights. So now it's a case of because the Fantastic Four, while a lot of the younger kids nowadays are like, oh, they're irrelevant. Fuck the Fantastic Four. They suck. We don't need them.
Right.
Yeah, we do, because they were the ones that, if you look back at that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby run, they were the ones that basically created the Marvel Universe. I mean, you don't count the timely shit from the 30s when you had Captain America, and all that. I'm talking the Silver Age, 1962, the Fantastic Four kicked it off. And between Stan Lee and, more importantly, Jack Kirby, who does not get near... Well, he's gotten more credit now because enough people like Kevin Smith and, myself and others that sit there and say, no, it wasn't just fucking Stan Lee that did this shit. And Jack Kirby did a hell of a lot more than just draw it. But the worlds that were created, the concepts that were brought in... Silver Surfer, Galactus, the Skrulls, the Negative Zone, Annihilus, Black Panther. There would not be a Black Panther if it wasn't for Fantastic Four. That was where his first appearance came from. But on down the line, fucking Doctor Doom, arguably the greatest Marvel villain. There may be some that could probably say others, but I'm sorry. Doctor Doom is the greatest Marvel villain of all. He tops the fucking chart. All of them were because of the Fantastic Four. And the Fantastic Four brings the one thing that no other Marvel property can do. And that's the concept of family.
Right.
Yeah, you've got teams, but you've got Reed Richards married to Sue Storm, who is the sister of Johnny Storm, and Reed's best friend from college, his best buddy from his college days, Ben Grimm. And they all live together in the Four Freedoms Plaza or the Baxter Building, whichever one they decide to go with. That's family. And you do not have that with any of the other Marvel properties. Even X-Men.
Right.
And that is an important fucking dynamic that really hasn't been able to be explored in the cinematic universe. So it brings something else to the dance.
Indeed.
And I think that I think that was really one of the things that was missing from the most recent Joshua Trask Fantastic Four film. It was kind of there with the Tim Story, Jessica Alba, Michael Chiklis Fantastic Four. It was kind of there. But in this last one, no, it wasn't.
They just completely missed the mark. And if Disney's going to
Take two.
100. If Disney is going to pump money into like Fantastic Four and getting the other guys incorporated in the MCU and whatnot, it's going to take basically almost like a reboot of the fucking Fantastic Four to...
Oh, yeah. No, it will all have to be clean slate.
Yeah. And if Disney does it right, sure. I mean, what else are we going to do?
Yeah.
And but maybe, yeah, something like that. It does need the Disney money and the Disney's creative power, I guess.
Well, and like I said, I mean, just the Marvel in, keeping it in house, bring it home, because we let it go off, we let it go off to college, we let it run away,
Mouse
because
is powerful. It can pull shit together.
Exactly.
The
this sucks. Do it over.
right, like when back in the day, Disney was is Disneyland or Disney World, whichever one is in Florida.
That's World.
Okay.
Yeah.
When they were expanding and like making the place bigger, and they were buying property all around the place, Disney set up like dummy corporations and bought the property under these dummy corporations in order to not get price gouged. Because people would be like, "Oh, Disney wants to buy it. Instead of $5,000, this is going to be $80,000."
Sure. Right.
Okay.
Right.
So Disney did that to keep from getting price gouged in order to keep from, getting basically trying to get ripped off.
Right.
And these dummy corporations, they use the names of those dummy corporations they set up as the little, when you go through like the little Disney town and stuff,
right.
The names of the stores and stuff like that are the names of these dummy corporations and whatnot that they use to buy up property. That's the mouse.
That's the trick of the mouse right there.
Yeah, so if anybody can do it, the mouse can do it.
Did somebody say dummy corporations? Sorry, I had to fucking get that out. I'm sorry. 3 shows in a row. Let's find a way to make it 4, shall we?
Right.
My two big things when it comes to X-Men and the Fantastic Four finally being in the Marvel Cinematic Universe proper is, number one, how long are they going to take before they recast Wolverine?
Yeah.
Because any other X-Men character you can recast. I would honestly like them to keep...
Professor X is going to be a tough sell, too.
Well, see, and that's why I'm saying I would actually be okay if they kept the current, first class, the current roster, of who they've got in there, because they've only had like 2 movies really. They had Apocalypse and they had, oh Christ, what was it? Was it Apocalypse and maybe Days of Futures Past. Yeah, I think those are the 2 where the modern cast with the new Cyclops and the gal playing Jean Grey. Because First Class really doesn't count because they were, because that was just kind of the beginning. But, I like McAvoy as Professor X. I like the new kids that are playing Cyclops and Jean Grey. And fuck, I mean, you cannot tell me that with Days of Futures Past and Apocalypse that the kid playing Quicksilver hasn't stolen the show every fucking time. And Michael Fassbender's Magneto, I've heard rumors that he doesn't really like the role and it kind of bores him. But I guess if you're getting bored being paid, especially if you're going to be getting paid Disney money.
Yeah, that's a first world problem. Oh, Disney money sucks.
Won't you please help?
I am so bored. Fuck you.
Well, it's rumor mill. I don't know. We were not in Michael Fassbender's head.
I don't care. If that's the thought going through his head, then fuck him. If not, then hey, whatever.
Keep him around. See?
Yeah.
Come on.
Whatever.
Yeah, because I like Michael Fassbender a shit ton between his role between Magneto and was it I think David was the character name in the Prometheus and Covenant movies.
Something.
But the fucking whacked out android.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's David. Yeah, it's David.
Yeah.
But I would say, God, I would keep him as Magneto. And I mean, just opens up so many fucking possibilities. Yeah, I mean, I would love it if they could keep him around. But my question is, how long should they wait to recast Wolverine?
Right.
Because the minute they do,
oh yeah, shit's gonna hit the fan.
oh good lord, the internet's gonna fucking explode, my friend.
Right. I'll admit, dude, Hugh Jackman I really liked him as Wolverine, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people do too.
Well, based on money, yeah. I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those are big shoes to fill.
Oh yeah,
So-
and it was funny. It really made both of them. That made Wolverine, as far as we've actually got him on live screen, and now people are like, oh my god, Wolverine really is cool. That weren't comic book nerds or cartoon nerds of the old '90s animated series that didn't really know the character. Holy fuck, he's cool. And Hugh Jackman, who the fuck had heard of Hugh Jackman before that movie came out?
Right.
I remember when I was reading Wizard Magazine when they cast him. Even I was like, who the fuck is Hugh Jackman? Well, we sure know who he fucking is now.
Yeah. And that is the one thing I'm glad about the way as Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is he stuck to it from the beginning until the end.
Literally the end with Logan, yeah.
And so you literally got to see him age and whatnot, I mean, man, if you put like a side-by-side from the first X-Men he was in as Wolverine and the last Logan was up, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to see him age and he was that character almost. It was pretty good.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean my mentality on it is I'm always of the mindset of give it a chance. Because it was, the way that I can't remember. I mean, I've had this conversation with different people, all the time. And when they say, well, after phase 3 is all done, we won't have Iron Man or Captain America in those movies anymore. And my reply is, why? Why not? Well, because that's Robert Downey Jr., that's Chris Evans. Well, that's Hugh Jackman. We can't. It's like, yeah, no, you fucking can. Sean Connery, Sean Connery wasn't the only fucking James Bond.
No.
Even in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now, the fucking Hulk has been played by 3 different fucking people. If you count the Eric Bana Ang Lee Hulk. I am Ang Lee. Because that was kind of...
You don't like me when I'm Ang Lee.
You don't like me when I'm Ang Lee. But, yeah, I mean, fucking between Eric Bana, Ed Norton, and Mark Ruffalo, now we've got everyone loves Mark Ruffalo because of the fucking Avengers, but Ed Norton was Hulk first. It's they're characters in a fucking movie. Actors can replace them. It's not the end of the fucking world.
Right.
And granted, yes, for every Sean Connery, we've got a George Lazenby. Yes. Right. Okay.
And these are the same people that'll get all excited. Who's the next Batman? I wonder who the next Batman is. I can't wait to see the new next Batman.
Yeah.
And then they'll complain because someone else is playing fucking Jean Grey or some shit thing.
Right.
And yeah.
Well, I mean, by the same token, you got to remember they were all bitching when Michael Keaton was cast. Oh, you fucking got Mr. Mom in there?
Right.
Fucking Beetlejuice. What the fuck? Is this going to be some kind of slap-ass fucking comedy? And he's arguably one of the greatest fucking Batman to fucking play the role.
He was. Yep.
So, I learned my lesson in '89. Let's see what fucking happens. Instead of taking a big old fucking shit on it, let's see who they have as the next Wolverine. I mean, everyone was bitching when Hugh Jackman was cast. Oh, he's fucking 6'1". Wolverine's supposed to be like 5'6", 5'7". He's supposed to be fucking short. He's too tall. But nobody fucking cared when...
in the comics, sure, he may have been like, what would you say, 5'6"? But he was also 5'6", fucking wide.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it's like,
it's a movie. They're being played by like real people. You've got to have you got to suspend your disbelief and realize that this is a comic and this is a fucking movie, and build a wall between them.
You have to divide them. You have to set that fucking divider, and you have to be able to let shit go.
Otherwise, you're going to be disappointed.
Exactly. Exactly. You're setting yourself up, because here's the thing. When we actually have an X-Men Marvel Cinematic Universe movie and a Fantastic Four Marvel Cinematic Universe, fucking people are still going to fucking go to it for good or bad. You know, I mean, they're still going to go, because now it's actually fucking tied in. So now we actually have to fucking sit through and see all the fucking, except for Jason, sit through and see all the post-credit stuff and see how it's tying into the bigger picture.
Or whatever. Post-credits will be on YouTube in fucking 5 minutes anyway.
Well, exactly. But, but the other thing, as far as like, how long will it take them to recast Hugh Jackman? But the other thing, and this is something that I've really, really wanted, and I hope that they can work out a deal to keep Chris Evans on as Captain America for a couple more movies. Obviously, it's not my call to make, but in a perfect world, the moment that you have Captain America, Chris Evans, interact with the Fantastic Four, he's got to make some smart-ass comment. He has to make some comment about the Human Torch. Because you remember Chris Evans played the Human Torch in those Jessica Alba movies.
That's right, yeah.
Something has to be done there.
You're right.
They have to get him on at least a couple fucking movies, keep him around just long enough so we can get that payoff.
Some little inside comment. Yeah, yes. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah. It's the same reason one of my major disappointments in Infinity War, and there wasn't many, but one of my major disappointments was at some point they should have had either Mark Ruffalo or what would have been genius is if Chris Pratt as Star-Lord. Something was said between Robert Downey Jr. and Cumberbatch, right? Iron Man and Doctor Strange. They say it's something, and somebody does the smart-ass comment of, "No shit, Sherlock," and then there's like this double take.
I love little shit like that.
Because Cumberbatch played Sherlock on the, I think it was on the BBC version of the Sherlock series. I think is where he played it.
That's right.
But that's fucking comedy gold. It would have fucking cracked. Everybody in the theater would have popped.
Right. There's one of the early episodes of Stargate. The character Sam and the Richard Dean MacGyver guy.
MacGyver dude.
Right. Yeah. She's telling about how they. O'Neill is his name in the show.
Okay.
And she's telling him about how they got the Stargate working, and she's like, "We had to MacGyver a few things to get it working."
Okay. See?
Yeah.
And then, of course, did they cut away to Richard Dean Anderson, kind of like giving a snarky grin or
just this sort of like snarky stare, like cocky eyebrows.
Okay, see, as long as you get some kind of payoff on that, like I said, if we could have gotten the no shit Sherlock line, that would have been fucking priceless and not cheesy. As long as it wasn't forced, but it just came off naturally. People are like, "Oh, that's fucking fun. That's that type of thing." And I would love to see that if they can keep Chris Evans as Captain America and be able to do something Human Torch wise with that would be fucking genius too.
Yeah, I say bring back Jessica Alba as the Invisible Girl.
Well, casting rumors. Now, obviously nothing is fucking set in stone right now. But, like the fan wish list for Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman is pretty fucking solid. I've never watched The Office, but it's this guy, I can't remember his fucking name. It's like John Kazmakuskamagorabiski or something like that, right?
Okay.
But, I've seen him on YouTube, and I've seen, he was actually this close to being Captain America. But it was he saw like Chris Hemsworth walking by or some shit, and he's like, "Yeah, I can't fucking compete with that." and he was like in actual like Captain America costume. He was at that point in the casting auditions.
Oh wow.
He was one of like the top 3 final dudes. And he was in the suit, and he fucking looked at Hemsworth, and he's like, I can't fucking match that. Fuck. So, you know, he ended up... But him and his wife, Emily Blunt, which she's one of those gals where, like, I know her name, but I couldn't fucking name a thing that she's in. But those two, because they are actually married in real life.
Gotcha. And
they could easily look the parts, and it's kind of like that fan wish list casting. And he's even said he would kill to be Mr. Fantastic. If they could get those two in, yeah. I mean, there's half the fucking battle right there. I would love it. Love to see those two in as Marvel's first family, Marvel's first couple. But the other thing, as we're running along, I guess I'll save the comic book convention stuff for the next time.
Okay.
Because, boy, for not having a fucking show, we sure ran along this time around. Yay with our ability to bullshit.
That's
right.
level.
That's right. We fucking bring it, and we bring it strong, Daddy-O. You got anything? Nope. You got anything? Fucking 2 hours later. All right, we got a show. Yeah. But the other big thing about this, too, was they were talking about the Disney streaming stuff.
Okay.
And because Netflix is carrying, like, a lot of the Disney shit.
Right.
Like, you know, recent Star Wars stuff, Marvel Universe shit and all that.
Yep.
And Disney's, like, starting up their own deal, and they flat out said that when contracts run out, you know, once everything is up and going, everything will be Disney exclusive. We will have it on our service. When contracts run out, we will have all of the stuff. And so people are like, okay, so what's going to happen with shit like Deadpool? What's going to happen with Family Guy? What's going to happen with these properties that aren't Disney-centric?
Yeah, that's...
Well, they made the answer in the fact that, well, because...
We want some of that R-rated money, too.
Gosh, I want to be able to say fuck. Holy Jesus, what the fuck was that? But apparently, no, what they're fucking doing is, I guess they've either looking at doing a partnership or they've bought Hulu. So the way that they're going to fucking do it is anything Disney
Hulu is going to be the Cinemax of Disney.
Well, I think it's going to be more Disney After Hours.
Disney After Hours. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm not bad. I'm just drunk. Wait, says Minnie Mouse. See her silhouetted against a silk screen. Shaking her hips. Off comes a bra. Out from the screen and dross.
Show us your tits, huh? Yeah, but apparently that's the fucking that's the deal. They're either in fucking partnership or they own part of. I'm not sure what the whole legal thing on that is, but it's basically what it'll be is that anything R-rated or TVMA, anything along those lines that doesn't fit that Disney family-friendly mold, will be with Hulu. And so then what they're going to do is set up like some kind of subscription package, so that, like, say for $25, you get the Disney stream, you get the Hulu stream,
Jesus Christ,
and you get the
dude,
ESPN,
this shit's getting out of hand.
And you get the ESPN stream. Well, you know, that's just proof positive that it's a very directly marketed world now, and that shit like cable companies and satellite companies are going to become obsolete.
They'll just be providing internet.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because basically, as an internet provider, and that's why I was fucking up in arms with the whole removal of net neutrality.
Indeed.
Because here again, if Disney sets up an exclusive deal with, say, Comcast, well, thanks to net neutrality, Comcast can block you from being able to use Netflix.
Type of stuff. Yeah. Like, Our internet could end up just like the fucking cable companies, and that's not fucking right. That's
the problem is the fact that the cable companies have what they call like land rights. Like, you cannot have a competing cable company.
Yeah, they're like legal monopolies, basically.
Right. It's like we're a utility. No, you're not. You're a service.
Yeah.
You're not a utility. You are a service.
Around here, we have one power company, and that's the only place we can get our power from.
Because what it boils down to, again, land rights.
Yeah.
It's this weird-ass FCC type thing. And that's why satellite companies are able to compete more so and better than cable companies, because you don't have to fucking dig up shit. You don't have to fucking worry about land rights, because we're in the fucking up in geosynchronous orbit. But I digress. But it's the biggest concern that I have there is that if streaming services get in bed with the cable companies, then you're going to be limiting that access. Yeah. And, say what you will about Obama. He was not my favorite fucking president, but that was one of the good things in my mind mentality, that is one of the good things he did, was set that up.
Yeah.
And said, no, the internet is fucking open access to everybody. And if you don't want shit going on, if you don't want shit in your home, there is security devices and there's fucking passwords. Beyond that, internet should be accessible 100% to everybody. And that's very much the way that
yeah.
And to set up the possibility of those level of restrictions, not a fan.
Indeed, dude. And that's what I was saying. It's going to be like the cable companies. That's kind of what I was trying to say. Where,
yeah.
Where if you don't have this cable company, you're not going to be able to get this show or this, type of deal.
And same token,
yeah.
Do you think that Time Warner is going to set up any kind of a fucking deal with Disney?
Right.
And Marvel? No fucking way. But by the same token, it's Disney. Okay, yeah, we'll fucking do that. And then Netflix gets fucking, shoved to the fucking side. And yeah, it ends up becoming a much bigger fucking whoop-de-doo than...
Here's kind of what I'm hoping will kind of filter out. I mean, these shows that have their own, or companies that have their own streaming service, like HBO, Disney, CBS, that type of stuff.
Right.
They, I never, ever hear anybody talking about, what I watched on CBS streaming last night.
Right.
I mean, Netflix is there. Netflix is the thing. And if you're going to have an online streaming service, you're going to have to follow Netflix's suit. And what Netflix did was brought everything together and shoved it in your face. It didn't limit you to this and this and this and this. Netflix tried to get as much as I can and throw it in your face.
Right.
And with these individual network streaming services, you're going to have... Okay, I want to watch the new Star Trek Discovery, but I'm not going to pay whatever $15 a month for fucking 4 shows a month.
Right, exactly. And well, and it was like what I had said yesterday, or not yesterday. It's like what I said last week about, as I was making the smart-ass comments about Titans being on that Disney or DC streaming fucking thing. It's like, okay, yeah, you tens of people that enjoy, as a good friend of the show, Tara Crab said, the fuck Batman Network. you go ahead and you enjoy that, because I'm not going to fucking subscribe just to fucking see one show.
Right.
And it's one of those things, at least in my mind, that I truly do believe they would be better served being a part of the bigger conglomerate. If Disney is going to fucking have all of the Disney and Fox properties and everything else that, their hungry Galactus mouths continue to jam into their fucking gullet, I think it would behoove Time Warner And I think Viacom owns CBS. I'm not sure who actually owns CBS. I think it's Viacom, but don't quote me on that. To get those exclusivity deals in with Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime. HBO, yeah, HBO has its streaming service, but they signed up with Amazon Prime. They're not stupid. They realize anybody that's actually going to just subscribe to HBO is going to be a very small fucking market share. They are going to be better served by going with one of those. And I guess we could say the big three: Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that's kind of where you should hedge your bets. But again, that's not why I'm not a network executive. I don't have the education or wherewithal to make these multi-million-dollar decisions.
Right.
I'm just saying, as a guy that likes to use what I like to call common sense, if you're presenting a product like Star Trek Discovery, like Titans, like, HBO, I mean, fucking everybody in their goddamn horse watches fucking Game of Thrones, so I can't really use that as the example.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm one of like the 2% that doesn't, either. So I mean, that's why you'll never hear us talk GOT. Hey, look, the inbred kid. He was the same one that fucking Batman threw his little magical telescope to in Batman Begins. That's the extent of my fucking knowledge. Oh, and Sean Bean dies. That's the extent of my fucking Game of Thrones knowledge.
My friends we're getting into the Game of Thrones, and it was like they got together every Wednesday or whatever shit it came on. And, I was like, sure, I'll go hang out with my friends. And I was like watching the show, and I was like, there's too much dicks in this fucking show. There is just too much dick. I mean, I don't even like dick when I'm watching porn a lot. You know what I'm saying? So we got dicks and ice walls and incest. I'll skip this Wednesday. Thanks, guys.
No, enjoy Game of Dicks.
Fucking Game of Dongs.
Game of Dongs. But anyways, but digressing. I think they would be better served to get in with the exclusivity, making sure you're able to be seen by as many eyeballs as possible.
That's precisely it.
It's going to be a case of will you lose a little bit of money having to split it with, the Netflix or the Prime with, that type of joint venture?
Right.
Yes.
See.
But you know what? You might be losing a little bit money there, but you're not losing your ass by trying to create a fucking streaming service that nobody's going to watch.
Right. And Disney has had a history of keeping their shit exclusive. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well, you remember commercials with the fucking VHSs and stuff. We're letting it out of the vault.
Yep. Limited time only. They're going to re-release this and then type of stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. No, you say what you will about the mouse. Fucking fantastically amazing business model.
Fucking making money hand over fist.
There's a reason, because they're fucking doing it right. They got some smart cookies over there at the fucking magical kingdom. And
and they're I don't feel their exclusive attitude is gonna pan out well for their streaming service. Agreeing with what you're saying, that they're gonna have to get on board and bow down and realize that people are not going to want to have to pay. I mean, especially pay for more individual services.
Right.
Shit. One of the reasons.
Well, see, that's
one of the reasons online viewing streaming services became so popular is because they were actually really inexpensive for what they are and were. Okay.
Yes.
When Netflix, $10 a month? Okay. How many movies can you go to for $10? Not even one.
Exactly.
Not even one, unless you go to a fucking matinee.
Right.
Okay? But you can fucking sit on your fat ass and watch fucking movies 24/7 for $10 goddamn a month from Netflix.
Exactly. And and of course me, it's like, I don't know what my fucking my luck is always the movie I want to fucking watch isn't there. But then somehow through the scope, I was like, oh shit, they got that. Okay, boom. And, okay, I'm still a happy fucking camper. Because you got all the fucking choice in the world. If they don't have that one fucking movie that you want to see, okay, then you know, then
See?
order it. I mean, you know, but
it's we're used to, and we like this on-demand thing of being able to watch what you want when you want.
oh yeah, the days of appointment viewing are over.
Indeed, yeah.
I mean, that
Tuesday
even began
night, gotta fucking get to... nope, no plans. I gotta watch Miami Vice or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that hasn't been the case since the DVR.
Right.
You know, I mean, you could save VCR.
The
but
cable companies, they had the on-demand type of stuff. You could select some shows and...
Yeah, but it was DVR that actually made you say, I don't have to be at home Tuesday night to watch my episode of Smallville or Supernatural or whatever it is that you want to fucking watch. I'll just DVR it. Now, granted, in the 80s, yes, we had the VCR, but you had to first, you know, of course, the parental units had to rely on us to program the fucking thing first.
Yeah. 90% of people couldn't even set the fucking time on those goddamn things, let alone set up a weekly recording. Holy fuck.
Oh,
man.
God, yeah, because heaven forbid you had on-screen... I mean, like the early ones, you didn't even have on-screen menus.
Right.
You had to make sure that those little fucking tchotchke buttons on there were set the right proper fucking way or you were fucked.
Yep. Yeah, there wasn't... Yeah, it was like weird, like, slider things and knobs. You had to turn the special key to set your...
Yeah. Now we just rely that on outdoor sprinkler systems.
Yeah.
But, you know, and honestly, when you look at the price points, like, I know what the fucking satellite bill is, and it's a fucking crazy dollar amount. So even if I was... And obviously, I'm not forced to. I can just fucking suck it up and just say, okay, well, I will see it in the theaters. If I like it, I'll get a DVD and just fucking call it good. But for the price and for the value, it's actually a better fucking deal to cancel the cable TV. Now, obviously, not the cable internet. Cancel the cable TV, cancel the fucking satellite service, and go with just Netflix. But... get the Netflix, get the Hulu. If you want, get the Amazon Prime, because that way you also get the free shipping if you do a lot of Amazon shopping. So that's kind of a win-win deal there, too.
See,
and you get all of your options.
I wish... I don't know if they do or not, but it'd be great if Amazon had where you could just pay for their streaming service and not have to do the whole, like, Amazon...
I think it's a bundled deal.
Yeah,
but
you know,
it's not a crazy dollar amount.
it's like $99 a year or something like that.
Yeah, and when you equivalent and when you actually take that out, like 99 divided by 12, that's still less than $9 a month.
Right.
You know, so I mean, it's like ain't changed. I mean, it's still the same fucking business model that Netflix has.
It is. Yeah.
And free shipping.
Free shipping. Yeah.
So, you know, $12 shipping. Fuck you, Amazon Prime, free shipping. Yay, me.
Yay.
You know. But I wouldn't have a problem. I mean, okay, let's say you've got Netflix at $8, because I'm still grandfathered in. I'm still only having to pay the $8.99 for now. I'm sure that'll flip over at some point in time.
Right.
But when it does, you know, I'm okay with it because they've given me years of advanced notice. But you've got the Netflix for, well, fuck it, let's just say $10. The Amazon Prime for, let's just say, $10 a month.
Right.
You know, give or take. So there's $20 a month right there. And if you get this bundled pack, let's say another $20, $40 a month for all the fucking options anytime you want to fucking see them, plus original programming.
How much is Hulu? Hulu's probably about $10 a month too, huh?
I'm going to say the individual, but I'm just going like if the Disney thing goes through, like if everything is set up and they have this $20 bundle package that gives you all of the Disney, all of the Hulu, and all of the ESPN. Because ESPN is owned by Disney, so you get like all that access to sports stuff.
Okay.
You know, that is $24. Not, you know, bring it down to a $20 price point. That's still $40. That's still cheaper than, in some cases, just regular fucking 13-channel basic cable.
Yeah.
With all of that fucking access to shit. So, to me, I'm not going to be the one that's going to bitch about that price point from 3 different services. And that's why I say, okay, so... I'm getting all of the fucking Netflix shit for $8 a month, and yet you want me to go and fucking pay $8 or $10, whatever the price point is, for CBS just so I can watch reruns of fucking I Love Lucy and Star Trek Discovery? That to me just doesn't, you know, get on board. Sign up with the Netflix. Sign up with the user base is there.
Right.
You don't even have to you advertise. What advertising do you have to do? Your own fucking advertising on the fucking TV shows. That's it. You don't have to spend all this fucking crazy marketing money. You know? I mean, it's like, I was watching something, they were talking about the fucking marketing, you know, like crazy outlandish marketing budgets for the big blockbusters.
Oh, yeah. I bet.
And, you know, my thought is, why? People know the fucking property already. Like, honestly, Star Wars, any of the Star Wars movies, you don't have to spend more than maybe $1 million marketing. Now, you don't have to spend this crazy ass
they don't have to spend
$500 million.
They don't have to spend any money, dude. They could get an intern to fucking get on Instagram and be like, new Star Wars in 2020.
Yeah. All you have to do is make
Make one
poster. Make one poster, one commercial. Tell me when, tell me where. And I'm fucking there watching.
Right.
Same thing with the new Marvel movies. You know, some of the newer characters you obviously have to put forth a little bit. You know, I mean, you know, it's a crazy, outlandish, budgetary type shit. You know, I'm sure was pretty helpful in making Black Panther the third highest grossing movie in the U.S. of all time. I'm sure that had quite a bit to do with that. But it's you don't have to spend that much fucking to market it. And how much do you think that fucking CBS is spending to market a streaming service that nobody's going to fucking see anyways? Right. Go, the installed fucking base is already there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, okay, we got to fucking cut. We are running way fucking long.
Yeah.
Especially since I was bitching about not having a show this week. Turns out, yeah, we kind of did. So let's go ahead. We will take our third and our second final break into our third segment, and we will come back with a little bit of Red It fun. Squad M Show, gang. Stay tuned.
All right.
In a city where corruption rules the streets, only one man can stop the serial killer known as the Blood Bandit. James Kurt, a former police officer turned private investigator, must race against the clock to stop the madman before he achieves his ultimate diabolical goal. When JK's brother Alex is thought killed in the line of duty and mysteriously returns with no memory of his past life, the stakes are raised even higher. Enigma, the comic book series from Quad M Productions, written and illustrated by TJ Damon, with colors and effects by Jason Vickers. Enigma. Order your copy at quadmproductions.com today.
You're listening to the Quad M Show. 7
Welcome back to the third and final segment of this here Quad M Show. Again, we are your hosts. I am TJ.
And Jason.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
And this segment is brought to you in part by DeeplyDapper.com. Now, you've heard us go on and on about all that sweet merch that you can pick up over at DeeplyDapper.com. Original art prints and books, vinyl wrapped metal flasks, custom key hangers and light switch plates, as well as those handmade soaps, all based on your favorite nerd world pop culture properties. But there is so much more. Once you get done listening to us, stop on over there, DeeplyDapper.com. Check out the 3D Podcasket, as well as the Robot Kraken podcasts. Why are you missing out? There is no reason, there is no excuse. Stop on over there today to check out all the wonderful things that our good friend Chris McClanahan has to offer. That is DeeplyDapper.com. Deeply Dapper, better living through tentacles.
Through tentacles.
Tentacles.
How does a squid go into battle?
I don't know.
Well armed.
Well armed. We've broken the seal on the squid jokes. They just keep on flowing.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Well, you know what else we gotta do?
Gotta do some Reddit.
Reddit fun with Jason.
Reddit fun with Jason.
All right, what, good sir, do the Redditeers have for us this week?
This is...
Oh, you know what, real quick, before I say this, I know I had posted, just prior to us recording, I had posted the request on Facebook and Twitter in regards to what we will do next week.
Okay.
So we'll have a little bit more time for kids to give us the answers. We've gotten some good ones already, but this will give us a little bit more. So for all you folks that were expecting to get With excluding lightsabers, what Star Wars tech would you want? That will be next week's Reddit fun.
It will be. And thing is, they got to put in some work because I can't find the Reddit thread anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So we got to do some hunting and pecking for this one then.
So there might not be a Reddit thread to go from. It might just be the listener responses.
All right. So get in on this shit, kids.
Get on it.
Help save us here. But yeah, so that's why if any of you guys were posting those and expecting to hear that will be next week. So, but this week, what does the Reddit hive mind have for us?
Yeah, I think this one's going to be funny. I hope so. It seems like a short one. And I think it's something a lot of us here can relate to.
Can probably all agree with.
Things you can say at Comic-Con, but not about your significant other.
And the minute you told me this one, I immediately had one.
What's yours?
Oh my God! It smells like taco meat and body odor.
Down.
Right?
or we can go Star Wars with it. I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Joe, man, that's the nastiest thing.
Did you have one, good sir?
It would have been something about the smell.
There you go. Of all of the senses that can be offended at a Comic-Con, and yes, it can offend all 5 senses. Yes, it can.
Yeah.
Smell is one of the big ones.
Yeah, gotta be careful. Yeah. I mean, not to sound stereotypical, but man, it's just large groups of people anyway. Large groups of people smell.
I think that's the difference between a stereotype and a trope.
And yeah.
It's not being a dickish stereotype when it's fucking true.
That's human nature.
Oh, speaking of human nature, how about the Borg? Let's see, what does the Borg got?
Ruru Tutu says.
Okay.
I fucking love these names sometimes, man.
When you can read them.
Yeah. I had to import this one from Japan. Cost me a fortune, but worth it. Never been touched. Atticus Lodius says, I'd say it had about 10,000 guys in there last year. Even a few girls started coming in as well.
Attendance was amazing.
Crispy Vagrant. It's really unfortunate. It only comes once a year, and I'm usually not even there.
Thank you, guys.
Will Chilton. I didn't realize how many people could fit in here. Oh, no.
They're fun to read until you get to this one.
Right.
It's all fun and games until...
Really makes you try to pronounce things you're not really used to pronouncing. Blog. Mr. BWOHLGEMUTH says, I had this in my basement for the past decade, and now it's time for me to part with it. Oh, Glick Anjos says, I can't believe I waited in line for 2 hours just for a quick ride. Am I too weird for you? Says, there's always a long line. The gamer from Oh, yeah, this is awesome. The gamer from Canada. Yeah, it's fun and all, but I just can't get past the smell. Sam the Mango. I'm so happy so many people get to enjoy being in it. Family Cop. Funny Cop. That's a great The Blob costume. Back to Mummy for you. I could only afford to come this year because I got that inheritance. It's not the comment, it's the name.
Okay.
Nancy Reagan nip swip. It was fun enough, I guess, but the whole thing reeked of ball sweat and Cheetos.
So good.
Slightly more visceral than taco meat and body odor, I suppose.
Catman8274. Wow, look at all these sweet costumes. Manakoi. I spent all year and hundreds of dollars working on this thing, and no one wanted a picture with it on the one day I show it off. Epic Finn says, man, I'm meeting so many weirdos here. And last but not least is Merle's J. Only $15? What a deal.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, kind of tailed off at the end there, but those first 3 or 4.
Right.
Pretty solid.
It comes from the subreddit Scenes from a Hat.
Oh, okay.
Kind of going along the lines of the Whose Line It Is Anyway,
right.
Scenes from a Hat.
Right.
And it's not a real huge subreddit. Sometimes they don't get a whole lot of responses. But once in a while, there's a gem up in there.
But once in a while, we get ourselves a gold mine.
Indeed.
All right. Well, let's go ahead here. Good sir, do you have any picks of the week for the week this week?
I do. I have a soundbite I've been waiting all week just so I could play it here.
Okay. Okay.
Because we haven't had any flatulence humor or poop humor in some time.
In quite some time.
So I thought I'd bring some.
Look at you.
Right. And, yeah. So in April 1972, Apollo landed on the lunar surface.
Okay, and I sure think it's paying off. You guys did an outstanding job.
I got the parts again. I got them again, Charlie. I haven't eaten this much citrus fruit in 20 years. So I'll tell you one thing. In another 12 fucking days, I ain't never eating any more. I put them up over the... right up in there. They ain't there? Oh, shit.
Orion, Houston.
Yes, sir.
Okay, John, you where you have my hot mic.
How long have we had that?
How long have we had that?
we got a hot mic there, Captain.
Long enough, John.
Oh,
it cracked me up. It fucking, yeah, because I don't know. You kind of picture all that stuff in your head. It's like real serious and fucking,
like Ed Harris and the right stuff
type of stuff. Yeah, and then
astronauts don't fart.
Then you hear that, and you're like, yeah, those are just people up there.
Yes, Virginia, astronauts fart too. Jesus Christ, ain't eaten a goddamn piece of fruit in 20 years. Next 12 days, I ain't gonna eat no more, goddammit.
Right. Imagine farting in a spacesuit.
All right, Houston, we're good to go. Well, ironically enough, kind of in the same vein. I mean, as far as like space travel, not gassy astronauts.
Right.
I don't know if I had made this a pick of the week back in when I had originally picked this up or not, but Elite Dangerous. It's a game that I had picked up right after there was the whole shit show with No Man's Sky.
Oh, okay.
Because I was looking for a quality space game, space simulator, flight game, just to be able to go out and, shoot down the bad guys and do whatever.
Okay.
And No Man's Sky, came to me as being this is going to be the fucking epic go-to, and then, of course, they fucking shit the bed. And I guess they've made up for it with updates and patches and that type of thing. But at the time, Elite Dangerous actually was the one that was the go-to, because it did allow you to be a bounty hunter. It does allow you to be a galactic trader. Fuck, right now I'm making $20 million just by converting my fucking ship into a passenger bus to take them on a sightseeing tour to a stop and taking it back. And you have the ability to be an explorer. You can pretty much do whatever you fucking want.
Is it? I see it's like an online game. Is it like an MMO type of?
No,
You're not like playing or interacting with other players.
Well, you can. You have a choice on this.
Okay.
Now, there's 3 different ways that the game is available. You can either play it on PC, the PS4, or the Xbox One.
Okay.
And I'm in that PS4 group.
Right. Okay.
And because I don't subscribe to the PlayStation Network, because I'm cheap like that, and I don't really like to interact with others when I'm gaming.
Right.
Kind of a rare breed nowadays, but I'm old school like that. I go into solo play.
Okay.
Because you have what's called open play, where pretty much everybody and anybody can fuck with you. And prime example, you're out busting your ass doing bounty hunter stuff, right? Shooting down the bad guys, doing all that. Some fuck could sit there, watch you while you're doing that, come in, do the killing shot, steal all your credits. Or you have other guys that want to be pirates, so they'll come through and tell you either fucking steal your shit, or I'm going to blow you away.
Yeah.
And I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's common type of stuff in MMOs.
Yeah. So I am strictly solo play.
Okay.
And you go through, you start off with your initial kind of clunker ship, but the more money you earn, the better ships you can upgrade to and get and all of that.
Sure, of course.
But it's beautifully well done. That's why originally I was going to do the bounty hunting, but I have actually become more in the just fucking space jump to different places and explore, and just see how fucking beautiful this shit is.
Okay.
The reason why I'm going now, saying that it's a pick of the week for me now, because the game is 3 years old, I think, and I kind of jumped on the bandwagon about a year ago. And my big problem was I was working my way towards this ship, and I wanted this ship, and I finally got the ship, right? And it wasn't even 2 weeks where I got fucking shot down by a pirate. And they have what's called insurance. Like, if you have enough money, or if you have enough equity built up somewhere, you can take out a loan-ish type thing to where you can buy back, or, the insurance will cover the ship being destroyed, so you can still have your ship.
Okay.
Well, the recost to get my ship was like $3 million, and I didn't have it. So I ended up losing this ship that I had fucking worked so hard to get, so I rage quit for about 6 months.
Gotcha.
I said, piss on this, fuck this, bah, fuckity fuck. And then, so after a while, I finally calmed down enough, and I've been kind of seeing some of the new updates.
Okay.
That they'll do. And these updates are like no charge, right? They're just free upgrades, they're updating it and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And in not playing through like 2 of these updates, there's been so much shit that they have added into it that even makes it more better than what it was the last time around.
More gooder.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they've got this one thing that they call like the Ganthet News or something like that, where it's like this interstellar news broadcasts. And initially, they were read-only. Well, now, they actually have like a radio broadcast where you can play while you're flying that actually gives you like the news of the week and kind of recaps all the stuff. So if you're listening to that and something kind of piques your curiosity, eventually you'll get like some kind of heading to where you may want to go if you choose to partake in this. Great fucking addition, and I don't have to waste time fucking reading blocks of text when really all I want to do is collect my fucking money and get my next mission and go do my shit. I got better things to do with my time.
Right.
But
this is the future, goddammit.
Exactly. To me, it's just like a great fucking chill out for like an hour before bedtime, bring it down, because all I'm doing is taking all these fucking high-paying missions to take fucking sightseers to a planet and bring them back and rack up like crazy amounts of money.
So you have your insurance so you can go do bounties?
So I've got insurance and I can upgrade. Dude, what literally took me 3 months, I accomplished in 2 days.
Gotcha.
So now I was like, okay, now I want to get this other ship and I want to build.
So wait, they actually made grinding easier?
Depending on what you're wanting to do, yes. Because there's other things. There's other things that they've. One of the other updates they've got in there is these Guardian weapons that are even better, bigger and better weapons than what you can get at a station. But there's a lot of fucking grinding that you got to do to get these weapons put together, and I've actually seen the reviews on them, and it's like they're not that great because they have another thing that they've added in there called engineering. Like you can go to a planet, find an engineer, go to a station and find an engineer to have them upgrade your weapons to, crazy type of shit.
Gotcha.
Options. Yeah. And like say for people that are like explorer heavy, one of the goals of the game is to get to the center of the galaxy, which is actually a 1-to-1 scale of the Milky Way.
Oh, wow.
So, like, you actually have the Sol system, but you have to have, like, a permit to get in there. But once you have that permit, then, yeah, you get to fucking see Earth and Mars and Venus and Uranus. Ding, low-hanging fruit. But, so they've got that. They've got Alpha Centauri. It is, like I said, 1-to-1 scale of the Milky Way galaxy.
Huh.
And one of the goals, like a trophy that's in there, is getting to Sagittarius A, which is the galaxy core. It takes forever to fucking get there.
Right.
Because, again, 1-to-1 scale.
Like 150,000 light years or something?
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, the best ship, even engineered, will only jump 70 light years. So there's guys that have been doing, like, this exploring, and it's taken them, like, 4 months to get there.
Wow.
You don't need to park and save at an engineering or at a station or anything like that. Because when you get that far into the center, there's not going to be that many stations out there. But, you get to a system, you can go ahead and just shut her down, and it'll save and reboot you at that star that you're at. And you can go forth from there. But I've seen the videos, kind of giving myself a little spoiler to see what it looks like. And it's amazing. The graphics for this like super black hole at the center of the fucking universe. It's beautiful. Almost on par with like the Star Trek the motion picture when they're going inside a V'ger.
Oh yeah.
And just how it's really cool. Kind of the same thing there.
Okay.
Everyone's like waiting for this fucking epic Event Horizon thing to happen. Not so much, but it's more about just enjoying the visual. It's really fucking cool. But now that I've come back, I gotta say, this is definitely my just fucking chill out for an hour and just grind. Some people might find it boring. And, like I said, you have your ability to go and partake in whatever stories they got going on. You can go ahead. I mean, now they've got, when they did Elite Dangerous Horizons, which I didn't realize I had, but when I bought the disc, it was actually in there as downloadable content, so I didn't have to go and purchase Horizons separately, which is pretty cool. But that allows you to do planetary landings, and so you're able to do landing missions and fucking have your little rover go around and scout shit out. But I'm really pleased with how they're upgrading, the way they're doing it, and they're not trying to nickel and dime you with the upgrades. It's all part of the fucking package.
Huh. I was looking at some little videos and shit like that while you were yammering away there. Mm-hmm. It looks pretty cool. I actually want to see it. Well,
you know what? Before we take off, I'll show you a little 2-second run.
Okay.
I'll run some passengers. I'll make myself $8 million while you're looking at all the pretty stuff. But that would be my pick for the week. If you're a gamer in any way, shape, or form, you love, space combat or just space trucking or whatever it is you want to do, Elite Dangerous, PC, PS4, or Xbox One, it's definitely worth it. Give it a check out. It's got my full fucking attention right now. All right, well, good sir. Do we have anything left to pimp, promote, propagate, or pander?
No.
Well, that will wrap it up for this week's episode of the Quad M Show. As always, gang, make sure, if you're listening to us on your podcast catcher app of choice, make sure to, as you're probably already doing, subscribe, but also make sure to rate and review. That stuff is important. And also, too, don't forget to like, share, and follow us at Quad M Comics, Facebook.com/Quad M Comics, or just Quad M Comics on Instagram. Any one of those places. That way you can partake in some of our little hijinks like the Reddit fun stuff that we're trying to get to going. So please, get on in there and do all that. Until next week, this is TJ.
And Jason.
And we will see you all later, gang. Take care.
You've been listening to the Quad M Show. Copyright 2018, Quad M Productions. If you have any comments, questions, queries, quibbles, or concerns, email us at quadmcomics@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at quadmcomics.
Some hammers.
Well, because that's what you did back in those days.
Right, yeah.
Back with wimpy Civil War surgeon. When all else fails, amputate.
Right.
with his stovepipe hat. and his magical black bag of fixins.
Do you know that the first doctor that suggested washing your hands between patients and stuff, they thought he was crazy and he was forced into a mental institution.
Oh, good Lord.
Right.
Germs, if you can't see them, they don't exist. Put this man in the funny farm.
Pretty much.
Oh, you people in the olden days. That's why I'd never want to travel. Do
Right.
time traveling into the past because, yeah, we would be A, burnt at the stake, B, thrown into an asylum.
Or like C, die from some illness that we haven't,
Well,
that we don't have or something like that.
No,
or,
that'd only
and-
be if we went all Jenny McCarthy and never got immunizations.
Yeah.
Because we would already be immunized from the shit back then. Because I think we've all got the fucking. I think smallpox is a vaccine they give you as a kid, don't it? In it.
I don't remember.
I know it's gone. Like pretty much nobody gets smallpox anymore.
Right.
But I think that's still part of that measles, mumps, rubella chain of immunizations you get as a youngster.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
why.
believe you're right.
That's why we don't have outbreaks of smallpox and polio anymore, because it's just faded away.
Right.
So I think if we time travel, the stuff that we're immunized against now, we would be okay.
Or we'd end up bringing back some like hypervirus that we have now to them, and then oh shit, TJ caused the plague. It wasn't the rats.
Sorry about that.
Oops.
And I would, and I wouldn't even be thinking that shit. I would just be all fucking, Marty McFly, not worrying about nothing, just have everyone. What are you doing wearing a life preserver? What, did you fall off a boat?
Right. We wouldn't even be able to talk to anybody either.
Oh, with our slang and jargon that we use nowadays?
Our English isn't the same as English from way back when.
Oh, hell no.
Oh.
Well, 40s and 50s, we could kind of get away with it.
40s and 50s, sure. Why would you want to go back then, though? That's not very far away, and we already know what happened. I mean,
we're talking 1860s.
I'd be more interested. I'd like to see, like, how did they build the pyramids? That's what I'd go see, type of stuff.
I don't think old Rootin' Tutankhamun would be able to book you on a sightseeing tour.
But Tutankhamun wasn't in a pyramid. He was buried in the Valley of the Kings.
I don't know.
I'm telling. That's now.
I know.
I'm telling you. The pyramids were ancient when Tutankhamun was a king.
No.
Okay.
He only made it to like 18, didn't he?
It was Cleopatra is closer to the invention of the iPhone in time than she is to the building of the pyramids.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow, yeah.
I didn't mean to get all Owen Wilson there. Wow. 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 Oops.
So there. That's what I'd see. How did they build the pyramids? Shit like that.
Yeah. As long as you can sure you didn't end up in the slave camp.
Whatever. I'd bring my fucking guns. Listen here, you primitive screwheads. This is my boomstick. Remington Model 1200. Double barrel with a hair trigger.
Available with a walnut stock and cobalt blue metal. Sells for $149.99 at the sporting goods counter. Remember, shop smart, Chuck.
Shop.